One of the quickest ways to get on the open road with a VW camper van is to forget about all this conversion malarkey and buy one that's been converted already. But there's still a huge choice. You want a van that's going to be a great mobile home on wheels, but also based on something that's a really reliable vehicle. This video is the buying guide to ready-made camper vans. Based on your experience, what are the main things that customers should think about when they're buying a van that's already been converted?
Well, the first thing would be the conversion and who converted the vehicle. There's a lot of DIY converters out there versus a lot of dealers and manufacturers that will retail their vehicles. So you've got to look at the features of the conversion and the standards that they've converted it to, whether it's got things like a gas habitation certificate, the type of bed that's been fitted, whether it's a rib bed or a rock and roll bed, and then the quality of the furniture that's been used, whether it be laminated furniture board or painted plywood.
You mentioned DIY. Can they be quite a difficult thing to take on if they've not been converted professionally?
Yeah, I mean, you will get a lot of DIY converters that will spend a lot of time really refining the conversion, but then with that they often don't have the accreditations like the gas habitation certificate, the electrical qualifications to make sure that the camper van is certified and safe to use, particularly if they're then selling it on and you've got your family in using the camper van. You want to make sure it's safe.
And apart from safety, presumably having those things helps the residual value of the vehicle when you eventually come to sell it.
If you've got a well-known brand behind the camper van, the next customer can see who converted it, the standard that it's converted to. It will help you get more for when you go to resell it. Once you've looked at the conversion, you've then obviously got to look at the base vehicle, whether the base vehicle that you're purchasing has got a good service history with it, the mileage, whether it's had its cam belt changed, particularly on older vehicles, and obviously the overall condition, scratches, dents, repairs or anything like that that you'd have to look at.
And are there any particular kind of accessories that are essentials really, or make them particularly desirable?
A lot of the accessories that you'll see will typically be things like awnings, whether that be a roll-out Fiamma style awning or a multi-rail to attach a driveway. Diesel heaters are also a common add-on that a lot of people will look for, but it will mainly be dependent on how you then intend to use the vehicle. Whether you want to do a lot of off-grid camping, solar panels might be a great option, or whether you're going to be towing a car or a motorbike behind, then a tow bar is going to be a great option. So sometimes it's about looking what's going to benefit you as the user, but then with that you can then add extras onto it if the vehicle doesn't have them as standard.
From what you're saying, it's about thinking about how you're going to use the van and making sure that the conversion actually suits that.
Yeah, because sometimes you may be paying more for an extra, you might be paying a premium for an extra that you might not see the benefit from. So in that scenario, the additional funds that you're putting towards that extra, you could then put towards something that you're actually going to use, like an awning or something like that.
Now some people of course will want to buy an older vehicle, an old bay window, or maybe even a splitty from the 1960s. What should they be aware of if they're buying those?
When looking at vehicles like that, the main thing to think about would be the mechanical reliability of it. Obviously with newer vehicles like the T5 and T6, they're much more current, using new technology, so it's more likely you're going to get to your end destination without a hiccup. So certainly if you're looking for an older camper van, obviously again service history, making sure that they've been properly maintained and looked after.
You sell converted camper vans. If you were going to buy one, what would be the key things you looked for personally?
Personally, it would be the base vehicle, making sure that the base vehicle is right for me. With the VW marque in particular, there was a lot of variations of the base vehicle. There's some 84 brake horsepower vans out there, some 102s, some 150s, and then even down to specification of the base vehicle. Some have air conditioning, some don't. Some are more basic, some are more highly spec than others. So it's just about making sure that the base vehicle is right. Then once you've decided on your base vehicle, then get the right conversion for yourselves. There are opportunities out there to save some money, but you could be compromising on the overall build quality, the resale value of the conversion.
Why do you think VW camper vans have been and continue to be so popular?
So with the VWs, they've got a very good heritage, obviously, in the camper van market. They're a very good base vehicle to base your conversion upon, and there's a good demand for the vehicle, so the prices hold very well.
We're making many more videos on everything to do with all types of VW camper vans, from classic splitties and bay windows to the latest T60s. So please subscribe, click on that bell icon, and you'll be the first to know when every new video comes off the assembly line. Thanks for watching.